got to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. It's Tuesday. And Tuesday is, as you know, one of my favorite days. Not only because it's just an amazing day anyway, but it's Country and Western Tuesday. And you can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. And my biblical question for this week is a doozy. My biblical question: are you a single-minded person? Are you a single-minded person? Very good question, Jesse. Thank you. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, running around, doing whatever it is you're doing, you're looking up the number for the hotline so that you can report the illegal aliens to the Department of Justice, because now they have a hotline. And you can secretly call them up and say, hey, come over here. There are some illegal aliens. You may be looking up the number right now. Or you may be an illegal alien on the run. Or whatever you're doing. Maybe a mother taking the man's children to a public school because you don't love the children. Ain't no way you're going to stay home and raise them. It's not good for your ego. You don't get ego awards by staying home and raising children. You need a thrill. So you may be on your way to a school to drop them off, and they're going to suffer, you know it, but you don't care. But then you'll pretend to care when you go to a school board meeting. You'll be screaming and yelling, but you won't take the kids out. Whatever you're doing, you could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud. We're going to catch up from the super chat from yesterday. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right? It's Tuesday. Yeehaw! And all my life I've been through, my friend. I even know my mind made me single again. I never have made a home in my head. It's Country and Western Tuesday.
On my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous,
Perfect peace. Amazing. Really, that's just Pete. That is amazing, Pete from Alaska. Wonder what old Pete up to now. Is he famous and rich and now we don't hear from him? But Pete, congratulations, man. Amazing song. I will get to your calls at 888-7753. 773 888-77 Jesse. I always encourage people to get to know themselves. If you want to be free, and you can be, you got to pay attention to you and what's happening inside of you. And what you're going to discover, if you're serious about it and you stay with it, you're going to be like amazed at all your life. You've been overreacting to situations, to people, not realizing you were giving life to evil. Not realizing you were giving control over to someone else, and they were getting a thrill from it. They were loving it. That's why they work, when they see it works, that you overreact, they work overtime to keep you feeling good or feeling bad. You didn't know. And you won't know until you start working on you. But what is, and you won't know that there's a false self. The Bible calls it an old nature. Some other people call it a false self, the ego nature, but that nature is not you. You don't even know that. And what you don't know, and I hear it all the time through counseling, and by the way, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven by phone, Skype, or walk-in, individual and family counseling. And what you don't know is that, and this is so deep, this like blows your mind when you really realize it, that the false self, the ego self, the false nature, as the Bible calls it, as Christ calls it, the false self, the ego self, the not you self, that in that ego self, that false you self, that self that must disappear if you want to live happy life, that false self could never be happy. There's no such thing as a happy false self. It will never be happy. And just because it has a few moments of what you call feel-good moment, that's not happiness. What's up? So because you don't know that inside of you, there's a false nature, false self, false identity, and you don't know that inside of you is a real you, and that real you is never unhappy. Think about that. That real you has never been unhappy. It can never be unhappy. It doesn't exist in its nature. Think about that. You can be living a life of never being unhappy. There's nothing that can make you unhappy. Nothing or nobody. Isn't that amazing? There's a self in you, the real self, that you forgot about when you were traumatized as a kid. You went into the false self. In your mind, you thought you were surviving, but you were dying. You were giving yourself a false life. But I want you to think about that. I've come to realize, too, that this message, only a very, 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 very few men and women gets it. Some men and women pretend they have it or they get it, and they really don't. They'll say it, but they really don't get it. But they'll say it, and they'll lie to themselves that they have it, and they don't. And the proof is, whenever any situation happens, whether outside of them or inside of their mind, they overreact. But if they understood that real stuff, you cannot overreact, you would never overreact to any situation, whether it's in your mind or outside of you, inside of others. So they don't really get it. And I understand. Most people, it's too simple for most people. It's so simple, they miss it, and they take on a difficult life. Think about this. There's a real you inside of your body, inside of you, that cannot, will not, ain't gonna, never will be unhappy. Think about that. You were not created to be unhappy. You were not created to overreact to any situations. You were not created to look for love or friendship or any type of ship from anyone. It's not in you to want that, except that false nature, that ego nature, that false self that you call you. That thing wants everything that's wrong. But think about the real you never want those things, and yet you can enjoy the world. You could be with a bunch of people, have a hoot and nanny of a time, and when the party is over, you're not afraid to go home and be at total peace. Most people, when the party is about to end, they start tripping. I gotta go home by myself. What's gonna happen? I'm all alone again. What's gonna happen now? You can't even rest at night. That false self. But the real you can enjoy a friend, and when the enjoyment is over, without you even thinking, oh, this is my friend. You take it or leave it. If the friend don't want to play anymore, no sweat. You wouldn't think nothing about, oh, y'all want to play? It wouldn't be a big deal. It's so interesting, though, that this is so simple that the average person misses it. Really. Most people can be angry, and they'll tell you they have no anger. You can see that they're angry. I don't have no anger. What the hell? Why are you overreacting then? How can someone move you if you don't have anger? How could anyone make you feel anything if you don't have anger? Think about that. It's so simple. There is a false you and a real you. And you don't even know it. You think the false you is you. And you work overtime to keep it alive. You're calling death life. In the Bible, for the Bible thumper, even Christ said you must lay down that life. That old nature must die. That old you, false you, must die. That's not you. So there's a real you inside of you. And there's a false you inside of you. And you can live by the real you if you really want it. You really can. It will appear. I remember an analogy. I remember when I used to work, when I lived in Alabama, and it was when it became time to plant the crop. I remember Dad used to tell me, Punchy, starting Monday, you got to go out there. We got to start breaking ground for the crop. We got to plant the crop, cotton and peanut, corn, sweet potatoes and things like that, okras. And then I would go out there on Monday morning, and there's nothing but dry weed and grass and dry dirt, hard rock dirt. And I would say, ain't no way we're going to plant something in this ground. What the? But what I noticed is that once I started plowing the ground and breaking the soil open, taking away all the dry weeds and the dry dirt and the dry land, you can see where you can plant a crop. You can see life again in the ground. And you become excited because now you can't wait to plant the seeds and then water the seeds and then watch over the seeds and wait until they start, oh God, when they start to sprout up, you'll be like, wow, this is so pretty. That's the way your life can be. When you can get rid of the dry soil, the weeds, the grass and the dry earth and all that, when you can get rid of that, you're going to see a brand new springing up life. And it's going to blow your mind. And the more you see it, you're going to want more of it because you're going to get excited. And nobody and nothing can ever stop it. Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So when I would go back out to the fields once we plant the seed, and I saw the seeds coming up, once I saw it was possible, no one could convince me that it wasn't going to grow a beautiful crop. Likewise, when you get rid of the dry soil, grass, and dry land of your body, your emotions are just dry soil, grassy, uncut lawn. No life on it, no water. Because it is piled up. Emotions, worries, doubts, anger, insecurity, wanting for something, loneliness. It's just dry soil, and it has covered up the real you. You can't even see the light. You can't see the real you. But when you start to cut back by watching yourself, seeing what's going on in you, and you start to see just a little bit, you be like, what the? And you stay with it until you clean off all the dry soil, all the emotions. Just like the grass on top of the dry soil is not necessary, the weeds are not necessary, emotions are not necessary either. That's the thing that is not you. So for those who are truly working on yourself, I want to encourage you to stay with it. You will get rid of all the weeds, and it's going to blow your mind. But you got to stay with it. You got to let go of the not you life and live the you life. And the real you cannot want for anything, cannot be unhappy, cannot be angry, cannot be lonely, cannot be sad, cannot feel sorry for someone, cannot play God. You'll be free and life will happen naturally. Another thing I noticed that people do it, I've told them over and over and over until I'm black and blue in the face. Even though I'm black as the ace of spades, there's some blue under there sometimes. I say, hey, if you don't see what to do, if you don't know what to do nothing. Do nothing. You don't have to have an answer for every situation. You don't have to try to solve every situation. Let it work itself out, and it will. There was a situation that happened somewhere around. And it was an insane situation. And the people were going crazy. And I didn't know what to do about it. I was like, okay, go away. I'll deal with this later. I just don't know what to do with it. And then right away the devil tell you got to do something. Oh, this going to happen. Oh, that going to happen. You must do it right now. You got to solve it right now. But I knew not to listen to those voices because all thoughts are all lies all the time. So I knew that wasn't true. So I just said, I'll deal with this later. I don't know what to do now. I got to wait until I see what to do. And lo and behold, the solution came. It just occurred. If you don't know what to do, don't be afraid not to do anything about a situation. It will work itself out. Trust truth. 99.9% of the world of human beings do not trust truth. Oh, they sing about it. They dance about it. They shout about it. They read about it. They Allah about it. But they do not trust the truth. They don't even know what it means to trust the truth, to be honest. Trusting the truth is just an idea in their mind, and it doesn't work, and they don't question it. Question it, be suspicious. How come if I trust the truth, why am I afraid? Why am I desperate? Why am I vicious? Why do I want revenge? Why am I jealous? Why do I blame any other person for my situation? That's another thing, too. I want you to know you're blaming somebody else for your situation. You're lost, you're blind, and you're dumb. You have made yourself out to be a victim, and you love it. And then you find other people that agree with you about whatever you think is, and you really feel justified in being a victim. That's the false self, folks. The real you never will, never have, never ain't, never can't, ever blame anyone for your situation. You know why? Because you will never have a situation. Situation may happen out there, outside of you, but it would never happen inside of you, so you never have a situation. The real you is amazing. So I suggest do what you want. It's not for everybody. It's only for the handful that want what's right, want peace on earth in themselves, want to live in the world, be of the world, live in the world but not be of the world. You want that. And you can have it. You really can have it. It's so amazing how you can have it. I just don't know what to say. I had no idea until I started working on me 36 years ago. And it doesn't seem like 36 years at all, but it has been 36 years. There is a real you that is free. But you don't know that. You forgot that person. You only remember and know the false you. And the false you would never be happy. There's nobody or nothing that can make you happy. No money, no human beings, no love from human beings, no marriage, no having children, nothing that can make you happy. I saw this thing, and it's coming up on the Punch TV episode, I guess starting Monday. What's the day? Tuesday, yeah, next Monday. Did we do that episode live yesterday on Punchy? So is it already out there?
You mean on Joel's show?
Oh, that was Joel's show. Oh, that was Joel Friday. Oh, yeah. If you didn't see Joel Friday yesterday podcast, it was fun, but it was deep. He showed a video of Will Smith, and I had not seen Will Smith in so long. I forgot about him. I had not, the last time I remember Will Smith when he smacked that black guy, Chris Rock. And then Joel Friday played a video of Will, and Will was talking about what he's discovered, I guess, about how no money, no thing, no people, no nothing can make you happy. And it sounds like he's starting to, I don't know how much he's found about it, but it's like he's discovered that what he's been doing and how hard he worked to get those things did not make him happy. It didn't work out. And he looked sad in his eyes and face. He looked sad. And I had not seen that in him. And I'm being told that he and his wife separated, and apparently his kids don't play with him anymore. Allegedly, I don't know. But you don't have to get to that to realize that You can work, you can earn money, you can enjoy your life, you can build the biggest house on the planet, but just don't call it you. Don't think that's peace. You were made you were made to enjoy yourself in life. God gave you the ability to take care of yourself, to buy a house, to buy a car, to play out, play, have fun, go to a play, to have wealth, but not give up your wealth for your freedom, meaning stop identifying with it. It doesn't mean you got to give away your money. It just means stop identifying with it. If you have it, fine. If you don't, fine. And it was interesting to see that with Will Smith. Now I want to learn more about him to see what he discovered or if he discovered more about himself. So now I got to catch up with that because I forgot about Will Smith ever since he smacked that man, Chris Rock, or Chris Tucker. What was his name? Chris Rock?
Yeah, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. But anyway, there's a you and there's a fake you, and the real you can never be unhappy. It doesn't exist in you. It only exists in the not you. And I got to tell you this. Some people like being misled, misguided about the turf thing. Tariffs with Donald Trump. I told you don't have to worry. It's going to work. Tariff is needed in America. By the way, make sure you podcast Joel Friday, yesterday's show. I really want you to see it, especially the Will Smith thing. But the whole thing was fun. It was his 300th episode, so we celebrated that. Congratulations. Shout out to Joel Friday TV. He black. But I told you that don't worry. Have a wait and see. Donald Trump knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to do it. And he knows that it's going to work. And just because his enemies and those who have no clue, they have never succeeded at anything anyway, and don't like him telling you it's not, you're falling for it too. Oh, it's not going to work. What else? What other choice do you have? Did you have a better America with Biden and Obama and those people? Was it better then? You're not even thinking for yourself. It wasn't better. Nobody was working to make the country great again. And you fall for the lie. And you start repeating it. The tariff is working already and will work. But what I want you to know, from my observation of Donald Trump, the great white hope, he understands everything I just talked to you about, the real you and the not you. For some reason, he's tapped into the real self. And if you notice, he never, ever, and I told you to observe the man from day one when he first came down the thing, when he first announced that he was going to run. I said, what manner of man is this? The North and the South, the East and the West obeys him. Oh, the tariffs will work, all work, and they're going to get better. And if you know that Donald Trump never speaks with doubt, in spite of his enemy, he never speaks with doubt. Have you noticed that? No, you haven't, because you don't even notice you. 888-7753-773. A quick break. Back in a moment to your phone calls and super chat. Back in a moment.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and in doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job, and then I found you, and I started listening, and I started just being more at peace, and I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father, and it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed, and I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God love us in ways that there are no words to express, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better.
Your problems, Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ism. Ism will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the contents of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. And now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
I hereby turn over to ISM Incorporated everything I have, including my freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said ISM promises to take care of me forever.
I don't know, not having been there and not seeing all the facts, what role race played in that, but I think it's fair to say, number one, any of us would be pretty angry. Number two, that the Cambridge police acted stupidly. There is a long history in this country of African Americans and Latinos being stopped by law enforcement disproportionately. And that's just a fact. The Cambridge police acted stupidly. Obviously, this is a tragedy. And when I think about this boy, I think about my own kids. I think all of us have to do some soul searching to figure out how does something like this happen. But
we call ourselves black men with African garb.
Greetings, Afro-America. Are you a victim of white racism in America today? Does the thought of another white president scare you? Have you ever found yourself hating every iota of a cracker?
Every last iota of a cracker, I hate it.
Well, get your chicken and waffles to go, because Bond Action is hosting a Back to Africa ocean liner adventure. For a limited time only, get the reparations you've had coming to you and head home. Navigated by the same white liberals who already control your lives every day,
food stamps, unemployment insurance.
Take a seat in the bottom deck and get rowing. Negro spirituals will be presented throughout the trip, and complimentary seawater will be served hourly. Watch as all your issues disappear upon arrival to your old home. Enjoy a simple, carefree life, as you will no longer have any rights or liberties to worry about or protest for. All of these benefits can be yours, but once on board, there is no going back. One-way tickets only, and we wish you the best on your new life journey. To sign up, register at bondaction.org with your contact information. Bond is not responsible for malaria, yellow fever, HIV/AIDS, gonorrhea, animal bites, infection, starvation, violence, tooth rot, gingivitis, rash, or black-on-black slavery.
Good morning. Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Peterson. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. We will be taking your calls, and also on the chat line. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody. I would suggest that you all really get serious about your own personal life. Buy some land. I would start a business, because now you're seeing where these companies are coming from, and you see that they're not really supporting you. You know, I would kind of save my money and just kind of start preparing a life for myself. I would not do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because these companies are not going to protect you, especially if you're a Christian. You're out of there. And if you're white. So I would start save my money, buy some land, open up a shop or something, so you don't be so dependent on them. All right, because this is what all this stuff is revealing. You can't really rely on them.
Catch Church with Jesse Lee Peterson if you missed it, or listen once more via podcasts. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. The write-ups are there, and we have the podcast links there as well.
Okay, folks, welcome back. My bad. I had to go see a man about a dog. Sorry about that. And I'm being told that the phones are not working, so be patient. They're working on it. What the? 888-7753-773. 888-77 Jesse. They'll be working in a minute here. They're working on it. Couple announcements. Number one, the Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. TheHakeReport.com. From 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. You don't want to miss it. The Hake Report. And then at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV, he black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And at 12 noon, The American Anchor Baby. 12 noon Pacific time. You don't want to miss it. And The American Anchor Baby is on YouTube and Rumble. You got to know how to rumble. The American Anchor Baby. Also, Punchy shirts are available now. Punchy.tv shirts. Look at this shirt. It looks amazing. I love this shirt. Simple, to the point. You can't miss it. Punchy TV. Punchy.tv. You can get them at rebuildingtheman.com/shop. rebuildingtheman.com/shop. All right? Amazing Punchy shirts. We have all kind of merch up there for you as well. I I want to play this one soundbite for you and then do some super chats and then hopefully have the phone working by that time. Remember, I said to you that what manner of man is this? Talking about the great white hope, Donald Trump. The whole world obeys him. Trump is in control of his world. As you can control your world if you wanted to. But most people don't want to. They'd rather bring other people, places, things in their world and be controlled. They don't want to. Amazing, huh? Trump is in control of his world. It's so amazing for me to see it and to recognize it. I remember yesterday watching the local news, and Trump was on the airplane or somewhere, and the reporters were talking to him, and one reporter asked, how do you feel, I forgot exactly how she said it. Do you feel responsible, or do you feel for the economy or something not working concerning the tariffs? That's the right way to say it, tariffs. And Trump said, what? And she asked the same question. He's like, that's a stupid question. He's like, that's a stupid question. And it was. But I want you to know, do what you want. If you have a little space between you and Trump, or you and anyone, your wife, your husband, your children, your so-called friends, your workers, your co-workers, whatever, the people walking up and down the road, if you keep that little space there, you cannot be touched. And you can see what's going on. It's weird in an amazing way. But remember when the people were saying, they were all happy that Donald Trump could not ship the illegal aliens back to El Salvador and put them in the El Salvador prison because our stupid courts, who don't put America first, by the way, are telling Trump, you can't ship the illegal alien back, because he used some old law, 18th century law, wartime law, because one monkey don't stop no show. And so they went to the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump's like, oh, okay. Not overreacting to the situation. Okay. And so Trump, they went to the Supreme Court because they were like having a fit over one illegal alien because they tried to stop. I want you to really think about it. They're trying to stop Trump from protecting the American people. Think about that. Your own courts, your own government try to stop the president of the United States of America from protecting its own citizens. Think about that, your own courts, your own politicians, your own mayors and governors and things like that, who you hired to put you first or putting you secondly or not at all. And Donald Trump is working overtime to look out for you. And they're trying to stop it, your safety and everything. I've never seen a man work for the country in the way that Donald Trump does. He worked overtime for us. And the people try to stop it. They're protesting in the streets. They are even uniting with something called the Palestine Liberation Army, Who want to be friends with that? Go back to Palestine and do your little Palestine liberation. We don't care about your liberation in America. What the? We got our own liberation to think about. But anyway, I deviated. So Trump said, okay, we'll go to the U.S. Supreme Court. We're going to get this done, come hell or high water. Don't worry. Don't worry, folks. We got you. And so Trump went to the U.S. Supreme Court. The AP News is reporting that the Supreme Court on Monday lifted an order blocking President Donald Trump's administration from deporting Venezuelan migrant, meaning illegal alien, migrants under the Alien Enemies Act, a rarely used 18th century wartime law. Watch this from Fox News.
Hi, guys. Good morning. That's right. This overturns a lower court order which had barred those removals from taking place. Here's Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
Today is a bad day to be a terrorist in the United States of America. Today, the Supreme Court came out with a decision that reaffirmed President Trump was correct in using his authority on using the Alien Enemies Act to deport terrorists out of this country.
Attorney General Pam Bondi saying tonight's decision is a landmark victory for the rule of law. An activist judge in Washington, D.C. does not have the jurisdiction to seize control of President Trump's authority to conduct foreign policy and keep the American people safe. The High Court's decision, though, is quite narrow. They're not addressing the constitutionality of using the wartime authority. Instead, they say the plaintiffs must bring their lawsuit to a Texas federal court where the detentions took place and not in a D.C. federal court. The Supreme Court also ruled that the detainees must be given notice and an opportunity to challenge their removals.
Amazing. I'm still in disagreement with the Great White Hope, even though I know he knows what he's doing. He got all these women in position of leadership. I just think that's a horrible mistake because God forbid, if Donald Trump is no longer there, these females are going to be trying to run stuff. They ain't going to be able to do that without Trump. And J.D. Vance, he's nice. I like him. I like the fact he speaks up, but I think now a lot of his power is due to his trust in Trump. Because J.D. Vance can't even go to work without taking his wife. And they have like 3 little children. And instead of leaving her at home, he take his wife to work with him. Yeah, it makes sense. He found comfort in his wife. Isn't that something? But Donald Trump is looking out for us, and our own government, media, court system are trying not to help him protect the American citizen. Can you believe that? And then you have dumb people protesting against the very man, Donald Trump, that's trying to protect you. How do you protest daddy when dad is home and dad is bringing everything back to order? How? You can't see. You've been lied to. Whomever is controlling you, they tell you to go out and protest, and they tell you what to say. When you listen to some of the men who go out on the street, man on the street thing, and they ask these people, what are you protesting? Why are you here? They don't even know. And then they do tell them, whomever organized them, they give them little things to say, but beyond what they have been told to say, they don't know. They're just being controlled without even knowing. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. What is driving Donald Trump? It's inside of you too. You have a good and you have a bad in you. But you're following the false, bad nature. It's interesting, too. I noticed that when somebody can make you feel something, mad or glad or whatever, you don't even stand still and watch how you're thinking and feeling. And if you do, you're thinking that oh, this person making me mad. Look what they're doing, thinking about me. Look what they're saying to me. You're getting angry, not realizing that anger is inside of you. Or you're feeling good. And you think this person is making you feel good. But that's a false feeling you get. And you don't even see it. You don't know it's fake. And then when hell breaks loose, and it will eventually, for sure, you don't want to know what happened. Super chat. Super.
Super chat.
Super chats. Good morning.
Good morning.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Nice. Over on
Hake is here.
Yeah. Yesterday on the D Live crew, shout out to Games for Rec, Kid Combo 1.0, Misty, Wolf336, and the rest of the supporters. Thank you guys.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Spanky Spank said he found an album called The Great White Hope from way back in the 70s from some group or gal or whatever. Had a strong-looking white man with fisticuffs ready to fight.
I think back in the good old days, there was a white man who was a boxer or fighter or something.
Yep.
And I guess he was at the time one of the best fighter around, and he was called the Great White Hope.
Yep.
So I believe that's what the people are referring to.
Indeed.
Are you familiar with that?
A little bit, yeah. He was going up against a black boxer. And supposedly the white man lost to the black guy. I don't know. Sounds like a tall tale to me.
That the black man lost to the white guy?
No, the white guy lost to the black guy.
Oh. The Great White Hope lost to the black guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Amazing. Was it Will Smith or something?
Probably.
Will Smith smacked him.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Spanky Spank.
Yeah.
Affirmative Action Friday said that was the best church song this side of heaven, because even if Jesse Lee Peterson wakes up one day and says, I was just playing all this working on ourselves as a joke, I will still continue to walk this path by myself. There is no one and nothing that will ever separate me from my Father again.
Right on. Amazing. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. What I noticed about...
Coming in loud.
What was it?
Break time.
Oh, already? What I noticed about human nature, you can get caught up with someone just like that if you're not conscious, and you think it's right. You think it's working. You find yourself trying to please them, and they trying to please you, and you think it's working. You're caught up and don't even know it. Isn't that like crazy? Because it feels good, it sounds good, but it's not good. Get to know yourself, folks. Thank you for that. Watch yourself. I got to take a break. And hopefully when I come back, the phones are working. 888-7753-773. Quick break. The hate news is coming, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, April 8th, AD 2025. The lines are hopefully going to be open soon, guys. Working on it. Complicated business, folks. Complicated business. You will be able to call in today onto the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. But in the meantime, it is Hake News, not fake news. Call Me Nonsense Network, CNN, reports the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, evil, far-left extremist, off the deep end, anti-American liberal, has reinstated 2 former top so-called federal labor protection official women who were fired by the Trump administration, even though they worked for independent government agencies, whatever that means. With the return of Kathy Harris, Kathy with a C, female chairman of the Merit Systems Protection Board, capitalized, and Gwynne Wilcox, member of the National Labor Relations Board. Communist outfits, if you ask me, because unions tend to be commies, right? Anyway, a quorum has been restored, and their offices may once again process cases involving federal employment disputes. So if you work for the government and you have some dispute, they're going to, these mamas who are reinstated by this mama court are going to be able to help you. What a mess, quote unquote. Anyway, deportations. The so-called Supreme Court handed our greatest President Trump a significant victory yesterday when they ruled he may invoke the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, according to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, and give immigration officials the wartime authority to deport rapidly to deport alleged gang members, alien gang members. People who are deported should be told they are subject to the act so that they may have reasonable time to bring habeas complaints. That by granting Trump's request, the High Court tossed out a district judge's order which temporarily blocked the president from enforcing the act against 5 Venezuelans who sued, probably with the help of the evil ACLU or something similar dumb like that. Evil, shout out. And Chief Justice John Roberts the Rhino, who temporarily paused a court-imposed midnight deadline to return Kilmar Armando Avrego Garcia to the United States. ICE mistakenly deported the so-called Maryland man to El Salvador, where he was placed in a notorious mega prison. And it may have been right, actually. The Trump administration has conceded in court filings that Avrego Garcia was deported because of an administrative error, oops, but claims that they cannot get him back because he's in Salvadorian custody. Salvadoran or Salvadorian? Somebody tell me. Anyway, Gaza has a mass grave. Newly released audio and video supposedly contradicts the Israeli military's account of the March 23rd attack on so-called first responders in southern Gaza. On that day, an ambulance crew in Rafah disappeared, prompting the dispatch of a convoy of emergency vehicles. The fate of those emergency workers, so-called, would remain a mystery for over a week until rescue teams were allowed into the area. That's when they discovered a so-called mass grave containing the bodies of 15 so-called first responders in their crushed emergency vehicles. Terrible. If true, the Israeli Defense Forces claimed the convoy was moving suspiciously, without headlights or flashing lights, toward Israeli troops, and that members of the emergency teams were militants. Could be believable, I don't know. But a video found one of the bodies showed the convoy's lights were on. Their vehicles were clearly marked, and the rescuers were wearing reflective emergency responder uniforms when the Israeli troops opened fire. The IDF has said that they have begun reinvestigating the incident. You know, things happen in war. Anyway, JLP will be right back for the second hour here. I'm James Hake of the Hake Report, now back for hour 2.
to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. Right now the lines though, there's a problem with the phone lines. They're working on it desperately to resolve it as quickly as possible. So be patient. We'll get it. My biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. Are you a single-minded person? Are you a single-minded person? Amazing question. Really is an amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can, if you're like busy doing whatever you're doing, working out, jogging or lifting weights, making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, anywhere in the world, because we are on Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Heard around the world by everybody and they mama if you're black. And everybody and their mama if you're white. So you can be listening to the show. Podcast, if you can't sit and watch it. But you can be listening no matter what you're doing. We made it possible. We made it possible for you to listen while the show is happening. By call the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bun JLP Cash App. Bun JLP Cash App. All right? So, it is Tuesday. Yeehaw! And Tuesday has always been and will always be Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Woo. Amazing. Amazing. Country and Western Tuesday. See, Jesse? Country and Western Tuesday. He loved Country and Western Tuesday. Grew up on that music down in Sweet Home, Alabama. And you will never forget it. No matter how the world changed, country and Western music will always be on my mind. And Beyonce ain't no country or Western music. I don't care what you say, Beyon-Z ain't it. She can take off every bit of her clothes. She's still not going to be a country western singer. She'd just be a naked country western trying to sing country western. Sorry, Beyon-Z. Stay in your lane. And they gave her the trophy because it's a DEI thing. Not because she won it, not because she earned it, but because she's a DEI. She's black. Amazing. But anyway, I want to finish up on these super chats because...
Super chats. Nice.
Super.
Forgive your
Can
mom.
they get this shirt at rebuildingtheman.com/shop?
Rebuildingtheman.com/stores,
Not
which
shop.
has a link to jessieleepeterson.shop. I know we keep on changing stuff on you guys.
We
but-
have a store and a shop.
Well, I mean, we have that. We've always had that landing page, rebuildingtheman.com/stores, which is a jump-off page to wherever you need to go.
And why can't we go right to shop?
Go right to jessieleepeterson.shop.
Oh. Whatever. But you can get this amazing shirt, Punchy.tv. And Rebuilding the Family by Rebuilding the Man is there too.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. Amazing. Anyway, super chat.
Forgive Yo Mama bought a coffee. You said the answer to last week's BQ was by changing your thoughts.
Yes.
How can I change my thoughts if I don't create my own thoughts?
Good question.
Nice.
By you change the thought by seeing the false thoughts. And when you see the false thoughts, they will your mind will be renewed. It really will. All right? So keep your eyes on the not you thoughts. And just watch them. Go about your day. And one day you'll realize, you know what? I don't think the way I used to think. So keep your eyes on you, the false you, and you will see it. It will happen. Good question.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yes.
I forgot the question. I'll come back. Thank you, though, by the way.
Thanks. Forgive Yo Mama.
Yeah.
CLC bought a coffee. I was bored and came up with this unfunny joke. What did the Mexican say when he realized Satan is his daddy? Ay, amigo. Am ego. Get it? I am ego. I laughed even though it was unfunny. Thank you, CLC, for your coffee. Do you follow?
I am ego.
Right.
Amigo.
Ay, amigo.
Oh, not and they made that out when they were bored.
Yeah.
At least
it's a he. It's not a they. Don't call CLC a they.
It's a he.
Yeah.
He made it up when he was bored.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, CLC.
At least Hate laughed.
Right. And thank you for the coffee. Lloyd, 3 coffees. People, get your cameos. Thank you, Jesse. The cameos you did for my daughter, Ella Rose, was special. Thank you. Everything you said was true. I teach her the truth is all that matters.
Yeah.
Helping others since I've been helped. And oh boy, have I been helped. JLP for life. Strong white arm emoji.
Amazing. I remember Ella Rose, her father did a cameo for her. Shout out to, is Amaro, right?
No, Ella Rose.
Ella Rose. Shout out to Ella Rose. She's like 7, I think, about to turn 8. Her birthday like maybe right now.
Oh.
So I did 2 for her.
Nice.
Shout out to Ella Rose. What a nice name.
A lot of 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
Cute.
Amazing. Thank you. And for your cameo, I do the personal shout outs for you. Anywhere in the world. Go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you.
Thank you, Lloyd, who also bought another coffee, donating to have my comment read out loud. Loud! Laughing face with tears sideways. Jesse, is the anchor baby the man behind to get a job? He does have energy to spare.
No, not this time. I've never met Get a Job. Isn't that weird? I mean, not weird, but interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he does such an amazing job for us and everybody.
That's right.
But no, the anchor baby has other than Trump, the anchor baby has all the other energy. It's in him. It's everywhere. It's in him. But I'm not sure. It sounds like Get a Job may have a lot of energy too. How do people? Is he still on YouTube?
Yep, he's back on YouTube.
Oh, Get a Job is back on YouTube.
That's right.
Nice.
Just like the anchor baby.
Right on.
He was deleted inadvertently and then reinstated righteously.
Get a Job is amazing.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you.
Affirmative Action Friday bought a coffee. Punchy. Who was funding and orchestrating the civil rights leaders if it wasn't Jews? We will start a mixed race conservative community if we segregate. Says Affirmative Action Friday.
They will start a mixed race
mixed race conservative community.
Oh, so like we'll have a white community, and then because there are mixed children now, there will be a mixed race community for conservatives. That's fine.
They'll be banished from the whites only.
Yeah.
And go to the mixed race conservatives.
How come mixed race people always identify with anything but being white? If they mixed race, why not identify with white?
Only Krishan the Don identifies with being white because
he's white.
He's part white.
Oh, okay.
But you're right. Pretty much never.
That was a question.
How come they don't do it?
Yeah, why do you?
No, I was saying you're right. That's the case, and I wasn't answering the question yet. Let me answer the question yet.
Ooh.
Because white is not right.
White is not right
in the trends.
And then, how does this person know that the Jews will finance the civil rights movement?
Probably from like history or something.
But the Jews wasn't the only one involved with the civil rights movement.
Indeed, they weren't.
There were other people funded, white people, black people, other people funded too. So what does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had like it was just Jew money, nobody else money. That wasn't the case.
Yep.
Amazing. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Punchy, Punchie, no Y. Richard bought a coffee. To live in freedom together is the true American dream, says Richard.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen. You got to be willing to be alone, to be one, to be whole, to be you. Then you can get along with the whole world. Really. You can get along with the universe.
That's right.
But you got to be one. You got to be an individual. But amazing, though. Thank you.
Not Archangel Gabriel bought a coffee. On the topic of races wanting to be like other races, another thing I've noticed, white women mimicking black women, clapping their hands when speaking, talking in jive slang. Is it because black culture in America has become the dominant culture, or is it some humiliation ritual of self-hate?
Well, you become like what you hate. And white people are so fed up with the blacks right now, they are angry at them. And anger is hatred. And because they're angry at them rather than standing up to them, they are becoming like them. 100%. Amazing question and amazing observation. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Anthony on Cash App. Last thing demon krauts want is strong middle class.
That's for sure. Because look how they're fighting against it. I really want you to smoke on this. All people, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, Green Party, and so-called independents. I want you to think about this. Your own government is fighting against your freedom. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to have a job. They want you to be a part of a program. Rely on them. They don't want you to be protected. They're rather for the illegal aliens to be protected rather than you and your family. They're fighting against it. Think about that. Don't get caught up with the okie doke. You need to think about my own government doesn't care about protecting me. I pay taxes. I hire them. I pay them. and they don't care about taking care of me. They care about the illegal, the foreigners, and they don't care about them, to be honest. It's about the money and power. You really need to think about that. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony on Cash App. John, Amazing Aliens Tuesday.
Amazing. Thank you.
And Capital T bought a coffee. Jesse's perspective on on segregation is interesting. Do you think it should be government mandated or people should have a choice to segregate? If it's government mandated, that would mean Jesse would have to be the only around black people for the rest of his life. I don't think he wants that. What a mess.
It shouldn't be government mandated that you be together or that you separate. You have the freedom to do that. So if you decide as white people, and I really suggest you do, that you want to, as they did in Louisiana, they voted that we want our own segregated area from the blacks. We're not going to put up with this mess anymore. Not going to pay our taxes for our own destruction. So we want to separate from the blacks. We want our own government. So we're moving over here. Y'all stay over there. Don't try to come over here. And create their own government, their own law, police department, their own houses, their own business and everything. I wonder how is that working? We need to find somebody there who is living in that white area there in Louisiana, and we need to talk to them and see how things are going with their own city. Amazing.
Nice.
Thank you.
Daniel on X. Good morning, Jesse. In the mountains this morning. I probably should have Starlink to get the show here.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
That's right. Amazing. Thank you.
Emilio de Los Angeles.
Have fun in the mountain, by the way.
3 coffees from Emilio. Good morning, Jesse and the gang. I'm midway up in the air, heading to the Dominican Republic. No DEI pilot here so far. Laughing face.
You better be glad about that. I like the fact that now that people know that these DEI people are flying these planes and the waitresses are DEI and all that, they're starting to look now and pay attention to it. There's nothing like paying attention. Because before, people were not paying attention to the DEI thing. And these people flying planes, and planes were starting to fall out of the sky, run into each other on the takeoff landing place because the DEI people was in the tower. What do you call that tower that you?
Air traffic control tower?
Yeah. So thank you. Be careful. I'm glad you're paying attention. Have fun.
Emilio also says, oh, hey, by the way, the earth is flat from here, too. The pilot said so. Laughing faces.
Amazing. Thank you.
Over on YouTube, Aaron G says, is there a difference between the Christians and the Muslims?
The one difference that stands out is the Muslims believe that the Christians are infidels and the Jews are infidels and worthy of death, and that you can do whatever you want to deceive them in order to destroy them. So they're like the moment they pop out of their mama womb, they're taught that. They'll cut your head off no matter what, right? The Christians are not taught that. The Christians are taught, whether they're living up to it or not, it's a different story, but they're taught to love, to forgive, to love one another, and not hate one another. So that's a major difference. And I don't think that the Muslims, the Allahu Akbar people, I don't think they believe that Jesus is the Son of God, right?
I think they think that he's just a prophet or something.
Right. They think some Muhammad Ali guy is Jesus.
Yeah, they think that you can't even draw a picture of Muhammad.
Right. They worship Muhammad.
They'll justify some of their radicals shooting you up.
So those are some of the differences. Now, I'm sure there are other, because they believe in a Sharia law thing and all that. So those are some of the beliefs as far as I know. Amazing. Thank you.
Anthony on Cash App. That's Bond JLP Cash App.
Thank you.
Have Gun Will Travel. Good morning, JLP show.
Remember that movie? It's
no,
a cowboy
but
movie.
I've heard this phrase before. Have Gun Will Travel.
It was really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it better than Gunsmoke?
No, they're all the same.
Oh,
Amazing.
You love them all equally.
Mr. Dillon. Mr. Dillon and Chester. It's amazing that cowboy movies like Half Gun Will Travel, you guys don't even know about them.
I mean, I've heard. I mean, I'm a movie Philistine. I don't know movies.
But Nick haven't heard about them.
Well, he's young.
No, it's funny because like Western movies, spaghetti Westerns, you hear about them. I've only heard about them through parodies, like in cartoons, like somebody referencing it. So
right.
But I've seen Tombstone. I like Tombstone.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Indeed.
Hey.
And y'all don't even know about the good music that used to be.
True. It's true.
And that's how it is going to be for this generation that's coming into the world right now. They're not going to even know that America was great at one time. Amazing at one time. They're going to come into a world where everything just screwed up. And they're going to think abnormal is normal. What a sad way to live. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Super Dave with the diamond. Congrats to Joel's 300th episode yesterday.
Yeah.
Dandy.
Congrats. Shout out to Joel Friday TV. He black.
Yeah.
That's amazing. He's done 300 episodes. Amazing.
And he put on a nice show with it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Super Dave. Emilio, thank you for your couple coffees. Lori says, good morning. My BQ answer.
Are you a single-minded person?
No, I'm not single-minded because I believe some thoughts that cause chaos inside me. There's still a battle going on that I guess I don't believe has already been won, says Lori.
Amazing. Thank you. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Nice answer.
I got to wait, but it's an amazing response. Absolutely. Thank you.
Cesar, 3 coffees. Look at that. I'm watching Punchy while sipping some fresh, ground, blacker than black Punchy's coffee. What the? You told Harpo to beat me.
Check out Punchy's coffee. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/shop.
Nice.
Rebuildingtheman.com and get Punchy's coffee. We have Punchy's t-shirt. We have Punchy's network. Now we have Punchy's merch. And we have Punchy's coffee. Amazing. Check it out. Rebuildingtheman.com/shop.
Thank you for the support as always, Cesar.
Yes, absolutely.
Eric, 3 coffees. Jesse, are there benefits to gratitude practices?
Yes.
When you said to change your future, change your thoughts, have you noticed saying thank you, God, throughout the day changes your thoughts? He asks.
I haven't noticed that, but if it's working, do it. Absolutely.
Right on, Eric.
Yeah.
Cuba bought a coffee. Does Hitler tie his shoes?
Hitler?
Yeah.
I don't know. You tie your shoes?
Me, no.
No, he doesn't.
But Hitler does in Little Nazis. You're welcome.
What?
Winky face emoji. It's a joke.
Oh.
It made him laugh. Poor CLC. He didn't get laughed at, but Cuba did.
Oh. Because I didn't get the joke until later.
Well, yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
Kayla bought a coffee. Jesse, I'm surrounded by deceived people at work who act like they hate our country by supporting dumb demon rats like Camilla and hating on Doge and the Great White Hope. Most of the time, it doesn't bother me at all. Some days, like yesterday, I watched a feeling of hideous disgust with my coworkers, one in particular who calls herself a Christian. What do? Keep watching and don't call it me? I also watch sadness in these people I've known for years believe such obvious lies. I can't help them. So I gave up trying long ago. Thank God he's with us. Thank you all. Heart party.
Don't do anything about it. Don't argue with them about it. Don't get emotional about it. Just observe it. And pay attention to you, the not you, to see what you're feeling about it and what you're thinking about it. And whatever you're feeling about it and thinking about it, let it pass. That's your opportunity to overcome the not you. I was telling the staff this morning, it's so amazing to me that human beings get mad at other human beings because they disagree. Think about that. They get mad. You believe in abortion. I don't. And then they fight. Why you got to fight with someone for not believing or agreeing with what you agree with? Why not let them have that? It doesn't make sense. You get mad at someone because you disagree, but you think it makes sense, people, those who doesn't. So don't get mad. Just watch it and realize they cannot see. Really, they just can't see. Amazing. I wish you well.
Eric bought another coffee. Jesse, true or false? People who say, I feel like
going on.
People who say, I feel like
I feel like going on.
Whatever. I don't even know what that is.
No triumphs comes on every hand. I feel like going on. I feel like... You never heard that song?
Maybe.
See?
That's not an example of a good old song.
Oh. Okay.
No, it might be okay.
What about you?
Well, I just don't feel like listening to that right now.
Oh. So you don't feel like going on.
But anyway, Eric asks Jesse, true or false, people who say I feel like are unconscious.
Yeah. Unless they're aware that they're feeling that way and not going with it.
I feel like this is a personal attack.
Right. And they see that and feel that way, but don't take it that way. It's not you that is happening to. I hear that the phone lines are working again. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. So you can try to see. Amazing.
Thank you, Eric. Eric bought another coffee. Jesse, true or false? People who say, to be honest, are liars.
That's a good point, but let me smoke on it. Amazing point. Thank you.
Basmiraldo. Sorry, I shouldn't waste your time with my pronunciations. I can do that on the hate report. Yeah, V as in Victor, ASMIRALDO. Doxed. Bought a coffee.
That's not a waste of time to figure that out.
Right.
So,
Basmiraldo.
There you go, Bill.
I want to respond to the biblical question. Says Basmiraldo.
Are you a single-minded person?
No, I am not a single mother person. First of all, I am a man, and I can't be a single mother. Secondly, I don't understand.
Not single mother, single-minded.
Secondly, this is a coffee, so I have to read it. I don't understand the question because the biblical question should be stated to the women, not to the men, because men can't be a single mother person.
They think we're saying mother? Or they're just joking around?
Maybe joking, but maybe truly English as a second language person.
Oh. Galatians.
Yeah.
I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Very kind. And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, your phone calls. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. Check out Punchy's Coffee. I have my own coffee now. Punchy Coffee is good. Every bag is roasted to order. Freshest flavor. Top quality. Specialty grade beans. Good. Every dime goes back to Bond, my nonprofit. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So when you're drinking coffee and enjoying it, just know you're helping somebody. Amazing coffee. Punchy has his own coffee now. What the? And it's so good. All the way from the plantation to my own coffee. Who would have thought? Did that coffee come from the plantation? Did I pick my own coffee? Check it out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/stores, and get Punchy's coffee. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753-773. Couple quick announcements. Don't forget to support us on social media. Support us on social media. Rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cozy.tv/JLP Talk. JLP Talk on X. No, not well. Cozy.tv/JLP. Where Christ is King. JLP on Talk on X. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. All right. Be sure to support it. And don't forget Punchy Coffee Roast are here, and every dime goes back to the nonprofit. So go to shop. No, go to jesseleepeterson.com/shop. jesseleepeterson.com. jesseleepeterson.com/shop. They always change this for us, so I'm sorry, I'm black and slow. jesseleepeterson.shop. jesseleepeterson.shop. And to the overseas people, we can't send coffee over there, but you can get the merch anywhere in the world now. All right? You can get it anywhere in the world. I want to go to some callers. The phones are working now. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Izell. Izell out of Massachusetts. Wisconsin. Why you wait so long to tell me? What the? Izell, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, Izell.
Good to speak to you again.
Thank you.
So I don't know. Well, I'll start off by saying I actually called you last week, Thursday, and I spoke to you about my wife, and I had 9 kids, and my initial question was...
Oh, and I asked you to call back because we ran out of time, huh?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
So my initial question was asking about identities. I'm starting to with the silent prayer and with me forgiving and all, everything you pretty much instruct people to do, advise people to do, point them to do. I did that, and without a doubt, I can see all the things that you speak about now. And even when I go back to the Bible, I can all see it now. At first, I used to read the Bible, had no understanding.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden I have understanding now. So to get back to my wife and my situation again, I kind of just want to I guess know for sure that I'm like doing it. I guess because I've been evaluating everything that I've been doing and myself pretty much, and I want to make sure that I kind of want to get confirmation on everything that I did.
Okay.
So what initially happened before she actually made the step and moved was it was
just a reminder for me. Your wife moved away from your home, right?
Yeah, she moved away. We're not divorced.
Oh, okay. And did you have the children, or she took the children?
So she took 7 of my kids.
Uh-huh.
One of them being my oldest. She's grown.
Oh, okay.
She pretty much can do as
Right.
she please.
Yeah.
But my 2 oldest sons, I have them.
Okay.
And so the reason why we decided to do that is because it made sense for her to take the younger ones to school, because I'm constantly working and I wasn't gonna be able to. So
Okay.
I agreed as far as that.
Right. How old are you?
So I'm 40.
And you have how many? 9 children?
Yes, sir.
You have 9 children?
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Making America great again.
Yeah, you something. So, everything that you've been speaking about. I know everybody says the same little thing as far as and you've heard it so many times, but far as I've been following you maybe almost 2 years now.
Right.
Because I can't stay away from the truth. I just love it.
Nice.
So, and I just love that God is speaking through you entirely. And I remember when I used to first read the Bible, I'm trying to make it quick because I know a lot of people want to get on. But I remember when I first started reading the Bible, and the main thing when I seen Moses was on a mountain talking to God, I knew I wanted that too. I wanted to talk to God directly, and I wanted to know the truth. And then when I heard you speaking it, I knew it was the truth, and I knew I needed to go and forget my mom and my dad. I couldn't forget my mom because she was dead, so I didn't. But she was already gone. She died in 2016, so I couldn't get the part of you always tell people go to your mother, you'll be shaking in fear, and you want to get your courage back. So I missed that part of not being able to get my courage back. So that's the other question that I have for you. And I'm gonna try to make it quick because I have so many things. That's why I'm like I might have to pay for a counseling, to my own little time with you. But seeing that I didn't get the chance to forgive her in person, would that affect me in any way as far as not being able to get my courage back?
No, the fact that you can see that you need to forgive her, but she's dead. You can't go to her. Seeing it and admitting it, you're fine. It's just like if she was alive, you go to her. It's the same. So that's fine. You're doing fine.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other part was so. My wife, I'll just tell you the main thing.
Let me tell you this. Remember that thought, but I want you to know this so you never give up. The fact that you have welcomed the truth inside of you to come in, and it is in you, and you love it, you love the truth. The truth is only going to build itself in you, and the truth will never depart from you again. And the truth love you, and the truth will work for you 24 hours a day. It cannot help. It does not have any other choice but to work for you on your behalf in you. So stay with it. Stay with it. I don't care what the mind tell you. I don't care what the people tell you. You stay with it, and you're going to see, and it's going to blow your mind, that the truth is working on your behalf. You don't have to do anything. You just stay present, do the side, and it's working for you. So stay with it. I want you to know that so you never stop.
Absolutely. But, okay, so the thing is, with my wife, right?
Yeah.
We both forgave. I initially came to her and told her forgive her mom. She said she was going to do that. Supposedly she did it. I didn't actually. She didn't give me the details on everything, but she pretty much said she was going to do it. She did it supposedly according to her. But the thing like that I've noticed is like we both did that, and I'm not sure if she's working on herself, but based on what I'm seeing, it doesn't appear to me that she is, because when she do come around, or even when she was in the house, there was a moment when leading up to the point when she was like leaving, I recall like me feeling this fear because like she was doing something that I totally disagree with. And it was like pretty much, I'll give you an example. Like there were times, like many times where I would have a conversation with one of my kids and she would be like, she'll just like pretty much interrupt everything that I'm saying. And she'd just like, it was like disregard everything that I was saying to the kids, shut me off, and then pretty much let it be known that like what she says goes. It's like every single time that was the case where like I would tell my kids to do something and she would just cut me off, and then she would tell them to do the opposite. And then it was a time when I pretty much told her in the kitchen, look, you need to do this, because I saw that was the right thing and she needed to do. I pretty much told her to do, and she refused. She refused to do it, and I told her pretty much, I felt that spirit, I felt the fear, and then right then I recall you telling me, when you feel that, you need to face it and you need to say it anyway. Yes. So I watched it, but then I said it to her. I said, look, you either do it, either you're going to obey or you can leave. Nice. When I said, or you can leave, that right there was like, it hit, like for whatever reason, she took that, and I guess she heard it in some different way, her and my daughter did. And then they pretty much said, you told her to leave. And I'm like, I didn't tell her to leave. Like
no, they know what you said. They just don't want to admit it. They'll fight against the truth. Don't ever try to prove what you said or did not say.
I keep that in mind. I going forward, that's exactly what I'm gonna do from now on.
Yeah.
So I keep that in mind, because that's she used that, and she pretty much went to her mom, her uncles, and everybody, and she went crying to them. And then the other part, when she went crying to them, telling them everything, my daughter came back telling me this, and we have a camera in the house. So my wife saw that I laughed, because it's like when you had said that if she's crying, she's lying. So I'm like, I go around saying, if she's crying, she's lying. And I said that right in front of my daughter on the camera.
Nice.
I'm like, I was like, she cried? And I was like, oh, she's lying. And I laughed. And when she saw that, that was the other thing that caused her to really get away from me. And then from there, it's like everything just been going down, because at one point we had a daycare that we had in her name in our house. She took the daycare, like she pretty much like moved out, shut the daycare down, and she's now like during that time she started working for a friend, and her friend is like not even paying her close to the amount that she was making, and it's like she doesn't see that her friend is using her. She now put our little ones in the daycare. She just going like say just got her going crazy at this point.
Yeah.
To where she's just like trying to destroy our just everything. It's just insane. Like everything that you said, when you listen to the woman, you will suffer.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I listened to her as far as getting a car. We had 2 cars. She wanted the third one. I did that, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing it now how it's hurting us. What else? I can go on and on. She just like every time I listen to her, I'm like, man, it's like all coming back to me. You said, listen to a woman, you will suffer, and without a doubt, it's true. All of it is.
Every time the man listens to the woman, whether it's his mother, grandmother, sister, wife, girlfriend, wife, fiance, wife, or female friend, female preachers or anything, every time the man listens to the woman, he will suffer. And it's just a spiritual rule that's what happened with Adam, and the woman became his God, and the man is paying the price for it now. But when you overcome your mother, you can overcome that.
Okay. All right. And then the last question, I'll let everybody else go. Now, as far as I identifying with things, like, so would you call this identifying with something? Like, and I'm going to give you an example. Like, my baby girl, she comes over now, and everybody call her my favorite. But I'm like, I have no favorites. So she comes over, and I'm like, I guess I'm like, yeah, all like just spending a lot of time with her, I would say. And then all of a sudden, when it's time for her to go, it's like I feel this feeling of not wanting her to leave. I don't say it, but I feel it within my body where like I don't want her to leave, and it's like it kind of hurts to see her go. Is that me? Like, is that the spirit trying to identify with her? Like, is that like the ego trying to identify with her in some way?
100%.
Would that be the case? Or?
100%.
Okay.
So when it's
I kind of
time,
figured it was.
yeah, when it's time for her to leave, let her go. But if you're feeling something, don't overreact. Just notice. Don't deny that
Right.
you're feeling this. You notice it inside of you, and it will be taken away, because that's the fake you, the not you, the nature that Christ spoke about, that it must die, and it will. The real you don't feel anything when it's time for her to go. It's the fake you that's feeling. So just notice it. Don't call it good or bad. Just watch it, and it'll be taken away.
All right, I appreciate that. And then, let me get one more, please.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
and the other one was, okay, so, yeah, I noticed, like, I do, like, Uber and Lyft, right? And I'm always constantly, when a lot of people hear you, I'm always, like, I'm pointing them to you, in your direction. Like, so a lot of people, I've been pointing to you through my line of work. Glory be to God for that. Anyways, I noticed that, like, it's like like I have this thing where I like you said, you got to be quiet, and the whole thing that everybody did in the Bible where they would Jesus would tell them not to go and tell, but then they'll constantly be imposing on people.
Yes.
I noticed that I'm watching the not me because it wants to impose on people. So now, what I try to do now is I try to say I don't want to impose on you, because I noticed that even like it's like I'm really watching that now, because like but it's like my body after I say it though, I will get a feeling in my body.
Yeah.
Like I get a feeling in the body where it's like a feeling like it's like if I did, like it's almost like it's telling me like I did something that I shouldn't have done it, or I did something wrong. Because after I do it, or during the time while I'm doing it, I'm feeling these feelings within my body as if it's saying, like, it's speaking to me saying to not do it, or it's a waste of time. Like I'm throwing a pearls of swine.
Yeah, because you can see that the people really don't want to hear it. And you can see, by seeing that, if you continue with the conversation, you're now imposing on them, and you should not be doing that at all. And so,
even though I speak it and I say, hey, I don't want to impose on you, even though when I say that's like in vain. Is that in vain?
Yeah, you're lying, because if you ain't want to impose, you wouldn't be saying it. You wouldn't be telling them that.
That makes sense.
And you would see there are people you will be able to tell it, but you would see that it's okay to tell them, and it would be no conflict, no problem, no nothing. But
that is true.
If you gotta say, I don't want to be imposed, and you gotta do this, then you're imposing.
Okay. Yeah, because I have had women. I would say a woman in particular. She actually really wanted it, because when she heard, like, she just said, "Oh, it's like, man," she was just so like she joyful about it all, and she wanted to know more. And I didn't even go as far as just pointing her, giving her your information, and then she went about her way. So yeah, you're right. That's very true. I can see that.
And just like that happened with the woman that wanted the truth, it's going to happen naturally, and the truth will speak through you. It will take control of your voice, your tongue, and it will tell you what to tell the woman, and you would never be imposing. You would never think imposing. You wouldn't feel that way at all. So just watch that, and you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Man, okay, well, that's all the questions. Jesse, I absolutely love you. Like, and man, you are awesome. I love the crew, and as everybody always says, just keep up what you're doing.
And we love you. Stay with it, all right? But I got to ask you this. When your children are with you and you're correcting them or giving them instruction, and your wife says what she says, does she say that in front of the children?
There has been times when she would do that, and what I started doing was, I'll be hearing you say, "Okay, Mama," I would say, all right, I'll call her out on it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, stay out of it, mama. Like, mind your own business. Because even you know, when I was younger, my parents used to always say, we had this thing where we always say, mind your own business. But it's like, for whatever reason, we got away from it and we started following the world where we was getting in other people's business. So I'm like, it's just amazing how we, like, when the world changed, we became more of the world instead of like following that within, like you said, it's beyond true.
But here's what I want you to do, because you're so right about that. The next time she does that, you tell her without anger, when you're talking to your children, correcting them or telling them what to do or whatever, and if she says something, you tell her to shut up. I'm talking to my kids. You stay out of it and just stay away from the anger so your children can see you correcting her. And she gonna say, "Oh, you shouldn't say that in front of the children. And then tell her you shouldn't be trying to correct me in front of my children, because what she's doing is she's turning the children against you, and trying to pretend she is the right way, that they should be listening to her and not you. So you make sure you correct her when she does that. Tell her to shut up. I'm talking to my kids. We don't need your advice in this. And just correct her, but don't be angry.
Absolutely. Definitely will do.
Don't tolerate that at all.
I was trying to have a wait and see as far as, like, if we should, like, I don't know if I should divorce or, like, just take the key from her, because it's getting to a point where, like, when she comes over, I'm constantly watching, like, the not me all the time. When soon she comes through that door, like, I will feel this fear.
Yeah.
It was like I will feel that, and I'll watch it, obviously.
Why do you let her have a key to your house?
Okay, so I initially, when she first decided to leave, I told her, like, she was like getting ready to say, I don't want to do a tit for tat. I don't want to argue, she was saying. And then she was talking about the TV and how she was going to take a TV she bought me for my birthday. And so I'm like, you know what? I'll give you the money for the TV. And then after that, I was like, look, can you get? I want my key. And so that was that whole thing where she tried to make it seem as if I was going to tit for tat and I was trying to start something by taking the key. And then she said, well, you know, I got my kids here. And it was just the two oldies, like I said, the two boys. So then I'm like, you know what? Just keep it for now.
What a beta.
I have a yeah, for real. I already know. I'm like, without a doubt, beta for sure.
Every time you listen to the woman, you suffer.
Yeah, I know. So at this point, you're right. And I can see it now. It's like I was able to see that we're be God, and I think you, like, God's working through you without a doubt. And I was able to see that I needed to take my key from her.
And I wouldn't even take that risk now. I would change the locks on the door so that she doesn't have a chance to make another key from the key she has already. You can't trust her, man. Don't be afraid. Don't be angry. But I would change the locks.
Okay.
And if she want to come over and see your sons, she need to call and let you know, and then come over. But she just can't come and go anymore. She left home, so let her be gone. It's not your fault she left. It's her fault based on what you've said.
Yeah, I agree. So I did say, if you can't obey, you can leave.
Yeah.
Because I even told her about my daughter. I asked her, hey, don't put...
Hold on. Let me take a quick break. Back in a moment. Hate news, not the fake news.
I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old. And ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that, because that's not anything that I identify with anymore.
Nice.
I'm 100% cured. I'm 100% better because I've been listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you. And I just can't even, begin to tell you how much I really appreciate the things that you're doing for young men. Young men need to hear this. And young men need to know this message that you're delivering, because it's important. It's vital to their lives, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's amazing. I mean, you made my day, man. When I hear one soul has returned to the Father, it's like 1,000. It's better than silver and gold. So God bless you, man.
some serious mess going on in the world. The so-called Supreme Court approving of so-called gun control, a violation of the Second Amendment. It's horrible. What, you have to have character? Psh, New York. What does New York know about character? And Trump, he fired some Navy woman who's in NATO, and CNN is doing like this whole feature on her. Ridiculous. And there's a measles outbreak, so be afraid. I shake my head. Madonna and Elton John buried the hatchet, didn't know they had a axe to grind with one another. And Tracy Chapman is back. She has that one nice song. Maybe not totally morally straight, but nice singer in that one song. And NBA's Ja Morant, you heard of him? He got fined for I'm not sure what it was, some gun gesture. I'm not sure exactly the gesture he used. Was it thuggish or was it okay? Should he have been fined? I don't know. And these poor victim coffee shops in LA crying about tariffs when there's a whole lot worse going on for shops, period, in LA. The homelessness, the crime, the all kinds of mess. I heard tourism is hit too, by the way. Hollywood suffering from tourism because of these tariffs. Canadians all mad they don't want to come to America. I think that the tourism is hurt worse probably by the homeless bums that you come here. It's ugly here. The hake. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, Country and Western Tuesday, April 8th, AD 2025. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls. You can call in every so often just to see if a line opens up. And as you hear JLP wrap up with other callers. But it is hake news, not fake news. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, reports that the so-called Supreme Court declined to rule on the constitutionality of the evil New York law, I'm calling it evil, that requires residents to have, quote-unquote, good moral character, like there's some judge of that, to carry handguns. The law defined that term as, quote, having the essential character, temperament, and judgment necessary to be entrusted with a weapon, and to use it only in a manner that does not endanger oneself or others. So says this mama law from New York. The court's decision, a victory for so-called for the New York officials who want to violate your right to carry awesome weapons, regardless of character, and gun control groups, degenerates, also left in place most of the state's ban on carrying weapons in sensitive public locations. In other words, they want everybody to be sitting ducks in a barrel, fish in a barrel, to be able to be shot up in government buildings, schools, hospitals, stadiums, and Times Square. Gun rights groups had challenged the law, people who are for the Second Amendment, claiming that it was way too broad. And indeed, it sounds like it. President Trump has fired a Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, a white woman, like 59 years old, been in there since 1988, the U.S. military representative to the NATO Military Committee. According to Senator Jack Reed, the top demon rat, I call him, Democrat, on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Not immediately clear why this gal, Shoshana, was fired, a white woman. But the Senate unanimously confirmed her to the post way back in December of 2023 during evil Biden. A Navy pilot, this Shoshana woman, Chatfield, earned her wings of gold in 1989. Maybe she was in before 88. I don't know, because 89 is pretty soon to get that, I guess. She was deployed in helicopter detachments to the Western Pacific and the Arabian Gulf. Whatever, I don't care about this stuff. Bunch of honors, which, it could be just affirmative action because she's a woman. Maybe she might be kind of professional, but Trump maybe righteously fired her. They want to act like she's a victim. First female of the U.S. Naval War College. First female president of that college. Just the latest in an ongoing righteous purge of senior military brass. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP. Hour 3.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. So I found out that the phone was out not because the bill wasn't paid, not because of a mechanical issue on our end, but apparently the phone company went out. They had some problems. I'm being told they had problems, and so it affected everybody. But it's back up and running now. It is amazing. You can get involved by calling 888-77-JESSE, 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question, are you a single-minded person? Are you a single-minded person? Is you a single-minded person? If you're running around and you can't sit and watch the show, you can park out, but you could be listening on your iPhone or iPad, watching and listening on your iPhone, iPad by calling the listen line, TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. That's Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App, and there it is. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. All right, thank you. And it's Tuesday, last hour of the show on Tuesday, and every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Oh my
All
God.
my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe you'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. Pete from Alaska, when you wrote that song, you outdid yourself, buddy. I'm sorry. Your wife should be loving you right now. For you to come up with that kind of song, Pete, your wife should be walking on cloud, singing to the angels, God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus, and everybody else that around. That's deep, Pete. And I'm so grateful. Thank you. Nick, what's your shirt say?
It says better, not bitter.
That's a nice
Bond.
color. Look, it's a very nice shirt. Beautiful shirt. I like that color too.
Rebuildingtheman.com/store.
Doesn't that sound like hate? Get better, not bitter. Better, not bitter. Amazing. I'm going to go quickly back to Isaiah out of Wisconsin. And Isaiah, you have 9 children, right? Isaiah?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can now. You have 9 children, right?
Yep.
Are you black?
Yes, sir.
Your wife is black?
Yeah, but like I don't know if you recall, we both mix. I look more black than she did.
Oh, so you mix with black and white?
Yeah.
And she's mixed with black and white?
Yep.
So no wonder you're making so many white babies.
I guess.
And why haven't you taken the keys since she left you, and she going out there doing whatever she's doing? Why haven't you just changed the lock without her permission? Don't even let her know you're doing it, but you can tell her, hey, when you want to come by to see the kids, let me know. Why haven't you changed the lock and told her that?
Yeah, well, I initially said the reason was because I kind of
you listened to her.
Kind of said to me that she wanted to she got kids there and all that good stuff, and I decided, look, you can keep it for now until and if I when it's clear to me, then I'm for sure. But it's been clear to me at this point that it's like I just need to make that move because it seemed like it's just getting worse. It is
going to get worse.
She made it clear to me already, just like in the very beginning when she told me, and I did I kind of go back to I remember when you told us how you saw that the woman would go obey you, and when you saw that you backed out. But she clearly told me, she said she didn't have her father died, and she didn't have her father around, and she was like, I'm not listening to no man. She made that clear then that she wasn't going to obey, but I didn't understand that. Even when I got married, I had no understanding then. It's in the vows where they say, will you love and obey or whatever.
Yeah.
And I missed that. I missed it that time. I missed it then too because I was blind listening to evil. And then, it's just now I can see now that the main reason why she said she didn't want to come back is because she said she's not going to allow anybody to control her. She made that clear.
So she told you before you married her that she wasn't going to obey. You're not her daddy.
She pretty much told me. She said
and
that
you
she
still
ain't
married
gonna
her?
listen to no man. And I still married her. That's how blind I was. I still married her. And then after that, we got married, and it was in there where it says she had to say her vows. She got to love, respect, blah, 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 and obey. And she said that, and I still missed it. I had to go back to the recording and listen to all of that. And I'm like, wow, I'm right there. And yet it was like I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it's like I can see exactly everything is clear now that without a doubt, of ourselves we know nothing, and of ourselves we can do nothing.
Right.
And I see that in John 5 when Jesus says the Son can do nothing of his own accord.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
That's so deep.
Ain't it? Because I'm like, I know now. We don't have no control over this. That's exactly why Peter said 3 times. He denied him 3 times, and Christ told him, "You're going to deny me 3 times." And he heard him say it, but yet he still denied him.
Yeah.
So it's like, no
Peter
control.
Like, what? No. And he still denied him. So let me ask, a couple questions, then I got to go. When she first decided she was going to leave, how did you feel? How do you feel now when she comes around and you talk about, what are your feelings and thoughts about her now? Isaiah, his phone muted again or something. Hey, Isaiah.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Do you have a Obama phone?
Hello?
Something? Do you have an Obama phone?
Hello?
You can't hear me?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
What happened?
Can you hear me now? Hold on, buddy. Derek, pick it up and let me know when he's ready. I'll come back to him. Tell him not to hang up. I have some questions for him. Pick it up, Derek, and I have some questions for him. Let me go quickly to Junior, a first-time caller out of Chicago. Junior, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Junior.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you. So, Junior, you know what?
Yeah.
I have two brothers. Well, I had two brothers named Junior. I have a cousin named Junior. I had an uncle named Junior. Everybody named Junior.
Yeah. I'm named after my dad, so everybody just called me Junior.
I think in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, the father and the mothers would name their sons after the fathers.
Yeah.
That's gone now for the most part.
Yeah, it's over with.
But anyway,
But
go ahead.
I was just calling because I was, so about the segregation, the
Yes.
thing that you said, the question you imposed.
And what was
So I
the
just
question?
been thinking about it.
What was the question?
So you were saying, is it time for white people to segregate from blacks?
Yes.
And at first, when I first heard it, I'm like, why would he even say something like that? Like, this man crazy. Why would he even impose that?
Are
But
you black?
the more,
Are you
yeah, I'm
black?
black. I'm black.
Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm black.
Okay.
I'm south side of Chicago.
Nice.
And you know what's crazy too? I'm always driving past Gary, Indiana, and
Uh-huh.
every time I drive past it, I always think of you. Like, it's crazy.
Gary in
But
there, yeah.
I'm just thinking like maybe it'll be a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe like the segregation. I don't think it'll necessarily be such a bad thing. I think it'll give black people that time to actually look within, like inwardly, and we like at that point we wouldn't have nobody else to blame but ourselves if everything
Absolutely.
went wrong.
Absolutely. And if you
Yeah,
notice, Junior, the way we're doing it, it ain't working. We've been doing this for 80 years. The government forced the people to come together. And in 80 years, it has not worked. It is not working. So why not try something else? Why we keep doing the same thing and knowing that it's not working?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like it'd be cool to try it, And I thought about, like, for me personally, I wouldn't mind going to the black side, like staying with the blacks, being with the blacks, being amongst it. I heard you ask another guy, like, which side would he want to be on? But yeah, I feel comfortable, around my own people. So hopefully we'll be able to get it together. And I'm gonna just say this. Now I think you're gonna run into one problem.
What?
The world gonna run into one problem. Say if America was all white, Africa was like all blacks. The only problem would be like the entertainment part, like the aspect of life, because like I feel like white people love, entertainment just as much as we love entertainment, black people. So what they gonna do when they ain't got no, LeBron James is to watch and Michael Jordans and like the athletes and the celebrities that they follow? Like they gonna want that, they gonna miss that. So don't be surprised if you see the little white women from America running over there to Africa. Yeah, don't be surprised.
No,
everybody
what would happen? They would create better men who can play sports, who can make music.
Oh, no.
Because when you don't have any support, it brings out the best in you.
Yeah, Jesse, but it ain't no white LeBron James and Michael Jordans out here. I can promise you that.
Thank God.
Right, but I just think like they always say, like when black people, when black men get money and fame and all of that, they go get them a white woman. But I'm just thinking like the white woman want the black man with the money and the fame, just like the the black man wants the white woman. Like it ain't no different. I don't know. I just be thinking, but yeah, I think that's gonna be the only problem.
Let me just tell to Isaiah. Was it Isaiah? Isaiah, call back. No, hold on a minute. Hold on, Junior. Isaiah, call back. I know you had some problem there. Call back 888-77 Jesse. We left the line open for you, so call back. So, Junior, you would be comfortable living with all black people?
Look, I ain't gonna say I'll be comfortable. Well, I'm from Chicago, so I was born and raised around all black people. So I mean, it's my natural element, Like I wouldn't mind. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be comfortable, but I just wouldn't mind. Like I'm around, the black people and the robbing and the killing and all of that. Like I'm around that. I've been around that my whole life.
But
I didn't live with no white people until I got to college.
Amazing.
That was my first time. Yeah, my first time.
And what was that
There
like,
wasn't no white
living
people in the
around
hood.
white people for your first time?
Oh man, it was beautiful. Hey, the white women love me, man. Yeah, they love me, man. And they got some bad little white little you digs in college, man. Some bad little white little you digs. So yeah, it was a culture shock. It was fun. It was cool. It was different.
And why wouldn't
But,
you
I
be
mean, if we
comfortable around living around all blacks? Why would you not be comfortable?
Because I'm from Chicago, man. Like I know what go on there, you know, in these cities and in these hoods. I got friends that, you know, they died from gun violence. I see it all the time. I see them acting stupid downtown and doing all of the stupid stuff. I wouldn't want to live around that, you know, if I don't have to. Like, well, me personally, I don't live around that right now. I just grew up around that.
But you don't live around the blacks now?
No, I live downtown Chicago, Jesse.
So you live around the white
downtown.
people?
It's a mix, but I guess you could say that. The white people. Yeah.
So you would never be comfortable going back to living around the blacks like that?
I'm only answering your question about the segregation. If we had to segregate, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to see if we could get it together, you know? Like, let's get it together. Or y'all can't cry racism if we all go to Africa. And you can't cry racism if it failed, if you know, if everything go to, you know, the shit in the handbasket, can't nobody cry.
What's wrong with the blacks? What's wrong with the blacks?
Yeah,
Junior, what's wrong with the blacks?
I'm only 25, so, you know, I don't know. I'm listening to the stuff you say,
right?
You know, and I'm just like, man, I wish I could have been born around that time y'all was doing, you know, y'all was brought up in.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It was amazing, Junior.
Man, you make the story sound so good.
And if the blacks had not been lied to about the past, blacks would not be acting and doing the things that they do right now. Blacks would naturally get along with all people. They may disagree because we all disagree at times, but they would not be mad. They wouldn't be killing each other. They wouldn't be robbing and killing the whites. They wouldn't be blaming anyone. It'd be totally different. It would be like paradise on earth. I promise you that.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse, one more question.
Yeah.
So, like, when you was growing up around your neighborhood, like, was it like white people, like white women and stuff around there? Or was it just like mostly black?
It was mostly black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was mostly black, maybe 100% black in where I lived. And there was no crime. There was no fear. We barely locked our doors when we left home. We would pull the door together and just leave, and never thought for a second that someone would break into the house, or it didn't even cross the mind.
That's crazy.
We were told to treat everybody the way we would like to be treated. And so when I would go to town or we would go to the places where white people were, we didn't think, oh, this is a racist white person. We knew that was good and bad in all people, and we treated the whites in the same way we like to be treated. It was and we had no, think about this, Junior. We had no leaders. Black people did not have leaders. They only had their fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers and grandmothers to guide them, but they had no leaders. They fought and did for themselves. They owned land. They got jobs. They educated themselves. Can you imagine blacks living that way today?
Man, I could. Yeah, I could.
I
don't know. I know one thing, Jesse. Like, for me, you know, I never, for me personally, I've never experienced racism in my life.
Yeah.
I was just telling my mama and my grandma this. I've never experienced it. You know, can't no white person stop me from doing what I want to do, man.
That's right.
I'm having my way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having my way. So, I don't know. We'll get it together hopefully one day, man.
Amazing. Well, good to hear from you, Junior.
All right, man. I'm gonna call again, man.
All right. Have you forgiven your mother?
I have. And look, I did it the exact way that you said it. You know, go to her, forgive her. So it was my mom and my dad together.
Right.
I forgave them together. We were sitting around drinking. We had all the tequila. You know, everybody was crying, and I said the exact thing. You know, like the word for word, how you told us to do it.
Right.
And it went well. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I still got anger. Hey, it ain't solved that.
Okay. When you,
I don't know why.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
Do the silent prayer, Junior, and then when the thought of anger comes, don't identify with it. Don't call it you. It's not you at all. So don't call it you, and it would be taken. God would take. It's just a part of your own nature you still have. I promise you, if you stop calling it you, stop identifying with it, God will take the spirit of anger away, and you would never have to deal with it again. No matter what situation happened outside of you, you would never have to deal with anger again. So do the silent prayer and stop calling anger you. It is not you.
Gotcha.
Let me know how it goes.
All right. Thanks, Jesse, man.
All right, buddy. Bye.
All right.
888-7753-773. Let me go quickly back to Isaiah from Wisconsin. Then I get to the other caller. Isaiah, thanks for calling back.
No problem.
And
I definitely got an phone.
So you what?
I said I definitely don't have an Obama phone, sir.
What happened?
I don't know what happened, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But let me ask. So I would recommend, I forgot what we left off with, but I would change the locks on the door. Oh, and watch how you feel when she's around, when she does come around, or now that she's not around, and just when she's yelling or doing whatever she's doing out there in the world. Just watch how you feel about it, good or bad, right? But do nothing about it and let God take those feelings away, because emotions are not necessary and emotions are not from God and they're not from you. So that eventually you will feel nothing for her at all. You will neither hate her or feel good about her. And you will just let her go on out there, live her hell life, and you just live your life and all will be well.
Yes, sir.
So just watch how you feel it. But I would definitely put a lock on the door, change the locks, because you can't trust that she won't have a key made if she think you're going to take the keys away. And just put a new lock on the door and let her know if she want to come over, she got to call first. Don't argue about it or anything. Just say, hey, you want to come over, you got to call. And then, as I said, when you're correcting your children and she has something to tell, just tell her, hey, shut up, stay out of this. I'm talking to my children. I don't need your help. Because all she's doing, because of evil nature, she's trying to turn your children away from you.
Okay, but I can see that's already happened, though.
Right. There's nothing you can do about that, but at least you correct it now when you see it, and you work on you overcoming thoughts and feelings and that false nature, and God has something planned for you. He'll take care of you. And don't ever assume that your kids will never come back to you or that they will. Have a wait and see about everything. Never, ever, ever. But as long as you live, Isaac, never assume the outcome of anything.
Okay.
Always have a wait and see.
Absolutely. And yeah, the wait and see stuff, I absolutely agree. It's best to, I definitely got to keep that in mind. But there is something that was brought to my attention again.
Okay.
And hopefully you can help me with this too. But I noticed that I know that you can't get the feeling without the thought.
Right.
I know that.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, there's times where like I'll get it's that lust part, right?
Right.
Where like I see a woman, all of a sudden the body will respond, and I didn't there was no thought. It would be like it's kind of strange. I'm like, how the heck did that happen? Because like how did I'm always looking for at least I would like to think I'm looking for like that thought, because I'm trying to catch the feelings. So I'm watching for it as you instruct us to. But then the thing is like for whatever reason, somehow I miss it, and then all of a sudden the feeling comes in the body, and the body is reacting. And I'm like, how did I miss it? And now it's like I'm feeling the pain of it.
Yes.
If you get what I'm saying.
I do. So the only thing that's happening, and you're not realizing, you're just not catching the thoughts. So when that does happen and you feel this lust or whatever, don't call it you. Don't call it good or bad. Just notice it. Just see it. And eventually, you will start to catch the thoughts. And as soon as you start to catch the thoughts, all that will be gone too. It will disappear. It will be taken away from you. So don't worry about it. Don't judge it as bad or good. But practice being present, and you will catch the thought.
Absolutely, because like I've been doing that where like I'm constantly just like I know we got to be present. I know we got to pray without ceasing. So it's like I'm watching the hands and I'm like and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just like that. It's like so if I don't catch it though,
right?
Does that mean it's like I'm? It's like is that kind of like me not? How should I say it? Am I not like helping it? Like if I'm not catching it, if I'm constantly allowing it to just like affect the like work through the body where like I'm missing the thought, is that like am I not helping? Like am I like fighting it or
no?
Like I just want
no. As long as you're not overreacting within yourself or acting out, believing that it's it's still being destroyed. You're not helping. You're not giving into it. When you overreact to the situation, that's when you help evil to dwell in you. But when you don't overreact to any situation, not putting on a pretense that you're not overreacting, but when you can see it and you're not overreacting, it's still being destroyed. Because evil needs an overreaction. It needs you to react to it, either with false laughter, false love, or false hate. It needs a reaction. It cannot survive inside of you if you don't overreact. So you're doing fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but so I still got to stay on that though, because the thing is, I still want to know if I'm reacting. Because when I'm sitting there and I can see the reaction of that lust thing when it comes to the body, it's like I feel as if someone can notice that reaction, if you get what I'm saying. And now it's like I'm just like sitting in it, and I'm like, I know it's not me, but at the same time, it's like it won't go away. It's still there, and I'm sitting in it.
Don't worry, it'll go away. Don't worry, it's working. It will go away. The fact you're sitting through it, watching it, and don't even consider if somebody outside of you see it or not. That's on them. You see it, and that's the only important person is you. As long as you see what's going on, to hell with if somebody else sees it or not.
Okay, yeah, because I had that one time. You're absolutely right. Okay, I agree. All right.
Your world is about you. It's not about anyone else. You are your world. You are your universe. You are responsible for that. You're not responsible for anyone except your little children. As long as you can take care of them, be fine. When they become adult, they're responsible for themselves. But you and only you are responsible for your world. So don't worry about, somebody see me lusting. Or somebody, that's just the devil telling you that too. If those people see you, it means that they're not paying attention to themselves.
That's true. You're right. Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you.
You're welcome.
That was everything.
And stay with it. I want you to know, without a doubt, the truth is working. It's worked day and night on your behalf, and it's impossible for the truth not to work. It does work, all right? It's working for you.
I agree. I'll answer the biblical question at the end, if you don't mind.
Are you a single-minded person?
Absolutely not yet. Not yet.
Amazing. I appreciate that, and I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. But you stay with it. Do not give up. You love truth. You stay with it.
I will.
Let me know.
Sir.
Let me know how it's going.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Yep.
Amazing. The truth does work. Treasure Chest is open on D-Live right now. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Lord, I was born a gambling man, driving around and doing the best I can. Welcome back. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. Quick announcement. The Hake Report coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, HAKE-report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then Joel Friday TV, he black. For those who have not heard his show or you didn't hear yesterday, you listened but you missed yesterday, podcast, we celebrate his 300th shows on Tuesday, and it was fun. Check it out. And also, the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. The American Anchor Baby. Energy everywhere. Just energy to throw away. On YouTube now and Rumble. You gotta know how to rumble. Oh, yeah. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Todd, who's been waiting a while out of Indiana. Todd, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, huge fan.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, I was talking about Trump and the women that he was hiring.
Yes.
They're snipers. Pam Bondi, she doesn't, in general, I agree with you. But Pam Bondi, she doesn't play around. She doesn't get emotional. She gets to the point. And then you've got a few other ones out there. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I like. But, yeah, that's all pretty much on that subject.
So I said earlier that I disagree with the Great White Hope putting women in a leadership role, right?
Right.
And are you saying that you agree with him doing it?
They're not leaderships, really. They're following his lead.
Right.
So
that's why I said once he's, God forbid, if he wasn't around, these women can't lead, or they're going to need another man to guide them. And I don't know who would be able to do that. Because
Don Jr.
As much as I appreciate J.D. Vance, J.D. Vance is controlled by his wife.
Right. Yeah, hopefully Don Jr. can get in.
That will help.
Yeah. Don Jr.'s, from what I've seen, what I've heard, he's a leader.
Okay.
His dad taught him well. And then we'll wait 20 years for Barron.
you give me hope.
Yeah, a little bit. America's not dead. It's hurting, but I don't think we're dead. That flag standing behind you, we know right now that we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
Nice. Is Don Jr. What?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is Don Jr. married to an older woman?
I think they're around the same age.
Oh, she's not older.
If she is, it's like a year.
That woman, that's Kimberly, huh? Guilford.
Yeah, maybe I might get Eric and Don mixed up.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Real quick. 70% of Jewish people. You've talked about this before on your show.
Hold that
70%
thought.
of
Hold
Jewish
that one thought.
Yeah,
I've been
sure,
told
sure.
that Kimberly is 9 years older than Don.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Mama.
Yeah, I hear you.
He's 47 and she's 56.
I still vouch for it. It's not like I still vouch for him
Okay.
for whatever it's worth. But yeah, as far as the Jewish race goes, or Jews in general, they voted 70% for Biden, and then they doubled down with Kamala. What am I supposed to do with that?
Be surprised that they are liberal because I never understood. I'm understanding more of it now since I've been interviewing the Jews and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I never understood why a Jew would be liberal, knowing the stuff that they have gone through. In the same way, at one time, blacks were not liberals. They were not Democrats. Right. And yet, because they listened to Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesse Jackson and others, they went down that road. Yeah, they went down that road of liberalism. So just like the whites are misinformed, the blacks are misinformed. The Jews have the same issue. So there's no way they should be a liberal. Not at all.
Yeah, 70% is wild, and I like a lot of Yeah, go ahead.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a big percentage.
Yeah.
And I think people are waking up in general, especially because of you and your show. People are waking up slowly. I don't think it's too late. You might think different. But yeah, I think Trump's
it's definitely not too late for while you're alive, you have a chance to wake up. And
yeah,
so,
I agree.
So it's definitely not too late. I wouldn't wait until I die, but as long as you alive, you can wake up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I've been told too, Todd, according to Wikipedia, Don and Kim broke up in 2024. I know I have not seen her lately. I used to see her a lot in the media when she was with Don.
Yeah, I can't speak for his personal life, but from what I've seen in himself and Miller and but all the crew basically they're not messing around with illegal immigrants.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're illegal, you got to go. Thank you so much for your time.
I don't know where you're going, but you're gonna leave here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Don. Todd.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye now. 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. Let me go to, is it Dana? DINA out of Washington. Dina, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. I just wanted to tell you how much I love you. I love watching you. God is good. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
I did want to share with you. Last time I called you, I mentioned the fruit of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and I wanted to tell you I found those, and I wanted to read them just real quick. There's only like 7.
Okay.
So, joy, love, peace, patience, kindness, self-control, goodness, gentleness, and faithfulness. And you will know that the Holy Spirit is in you when you have all of those things, and they are all so important to have.
That makes sense to me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have
and
all
I love
that?
You, man.
Do you have all that?
I do.
Nice.
I do, and the Lord's working with me on my patience. That's the only thing I'm really lacking because I'm in my flesh, but I keep it together because I know I am saved. I'm not perfect.
Right
I have
on.
salvation and eternal life. I'm just not. I'm still in my flesh. So.
Well,
but
thank
you're
you.
amazing. I love you.
I
love you, Jesse.
I love
Keep
you
up the
back.
Good work.
I will. Thank you very much. Call me again.
Okay. I will.
Okay. God bless
Have a good
you.
day.
All right.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. I would dance like David danced. I would dance and I would shout. I would dance like David danced. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. I would shout like David shout.
Baba Thumper!
Dance and I would shout. I would dance like David dance. 888-7753. 773. Let me go to Marco out of New Hampshire. There's a line open, 888-7753-773. Marco, welcome to the show.
What's going on, Jesse?
All is well, Marco.
Nice. Yeah. I called you last week.
Okay.
My mom had she had the 3 baby daddies, and you remember that?
Never ask a black man if he remembers, but it's it definitely sounds familiar with the mama with the 3 baby daddies.
All right. Yeah, so you told me to call back, let you know how it goes.
You went and forgave her?
I did. I FaceTimed her.
Uh-huh.
And my heart was beating a little fast. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, that's the fear of mama.
She picked up. I did my thing, and she was confused. She said she was bewildered. That's the word she used. She said she bewildered. She said she don't know why I would say that, but I stayed real rooted though.
Right on.
Because I saw my mind wanted to cater to her feelings. I seen it.
Nice.
Oh no! Oh, you know what I mean? I didn't do none of that. I stayed real precise and I stayed real rooted. And that conversation was cool. I wasn't catering to try to get back on good terms with her.
Right on, man.
It's good stuff. So then I called my pops, and my pops, I'm not gonna lie, my pops, I think he was high. He picked up. He said he erased all the stuff in his phone, so he didn't see the caller ID that it was me. So he's like, "Who's this?" I'm like, he don't recognize my voice already. He's like, "Who's this?" I'm like, "You don't know who this is?" "Oh, nah, my phone, blah, blah, blah." Right? I'm like, "All right, well, you need to call. Give me a call when you get home." He'd be at his mom's house. A little bit beta.
What
a
a
little
beta.
beta, right? Yeah. So, I told him, I'm like, "Yo, Pa, it's your son. It's Marcos." And he kind of hesitated, and he kind of mumbled my name, like, to try to remember it. And he was like, "Oh, Papa, oh, how you doing?" And I'm not gonna lie, that put a little drip of pain in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then we got on the phone like the day after or the 2 days after, and and when it came to calling him, I didn't feel like my heart beating a little fast. I felt like a pain. It was different feeling.
Yeah.
And that call went well too. And I feel great, man. I'm not gonna lie. You are not the fallen Messiah. I say that.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I just want to. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, finish your point.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate you, man. You're real. You're just real. I put it like that.
So listen, thank you, and I want to encourage you to stay with it. I want you to know when you call your mother and you saw that you had this fear thing going on, and even though she pretended like she didn't understand, she understood. She was just faking it, but you didn't give in to her. And then when you call your father, and he and don't even remember his own son, like what the, and you felt how you not remember your own son?
Yeah.
Whose boy is this?
Yeah. He said your voice is a little deep. I'm like, what the?
But when you saw what you were feeling by that, I want you to know, and I promise you it's the truth. It was God in you who was causing you to see what was going on inside of you so that you could see the thoughts and the feelings that you were having were not you. They were never you. It's just that all of your life, when you were traumatized, you have been identified with a false self. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your body. But you didn't know that. You forgot when you were a kid. So it was God, and it is God that's working with you to cause you to overcome the false self. It was never you. And because of that, if you stay with it, and I hope you will, do the silent prayer, watch those thoughts, and never, ever, ever call them you again. Don't be like, I feel afraid, or I feel this, and I feel lonely, and I feel. Never call it you. It's enough to see it because it's in the mind and the feelings are in the body, but it's not you. And I promise you, Marco, they will all be taken away from you, and you will have a renewed mind. You will be given a renewed mind, and you will be free. Just stay with it, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've been doing the silent prayer thing.
Stay
That's the
with
silent prayer.
And God is
Yeah,
with
the
you.
silent-
He is the
Uh-huh.
one that is allowing you to see. Another person, Jesse, or no one can make you see. Only the truth comes to those who want to see and cause you to see and make you free. So you're on your way. Just stay with it.
Absolutely. And I wanted to tell you something about the silent prayer.
Okay.
So you very much remind me of an author of a book that I've been reading since like 2018.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard. Let me know if you heard the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart
Oh, yeah, I
Tolle.
heard about that, yeah.
Right. So I went to go see him one time. He was in Boston. I went to go see him, and it was I don't even got words for the experience, but one of the first things he said was, the silence in between my words are more important than what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
and
deep.
when you were, that's deep, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I stayed with it the entire time, and I was out of my mind the whole time, just like feeling the body, like the silent prayer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, all right, so this is the first part. He said the second part is, ask yourself, what is enabling you to have to experience all of these senses you're experiencing right now? And then when he said that, I felt my true presence, and it was powerful. It was a powerful feeling. And I went and had a lucid dream that night, and it was a terrible nightmare. But
yeah.
Yeah, you remind me very much of him. I'm gonna stay with it. I appreciate you. And
you're welcome, man. And you stay with it. Just say, God is with you. You would not be able to know and see what you see if the light of God was not working in you. All right, so just stay with it, buddy.
I will, and put me on to a little bit of your music, a little bit of some music you like, because you've been singing all day.
Right now, nothing comes to mind, but when it does, I will.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Marco, I got to run because of time, but call me again. You made my day. Stay with it, man.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. When people ask me to sing, I can't sing. What the? I guess I'm not a monkey on a string. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super chats.
That's an amazing call from Marco. Marco, you stay with it, man. God is with you. The one thing I love about the truth, if you open yourself up to welcome it, it will come in and it will take over. But most people never trust the truth. They don't welcome it. Super chat.
Nice. Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Eric bought yet another coffee. Jesse, anytime you listen to the woman, you will suffer. Quoting you.
Yes.
Does that mean the voice in my head is a woman?
100%.
Is the not me the mama spirit?
100%. It's the spirit of the serpent, which is a female nature. Absolutely. Oh, that's deep. Absolutely. It's not the voice of the Father. It's the voice of the spirit of evil, which is female nature like. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Someone, hello, sir, about the kid who stabbed the other kid in self-defense as the blacks see it. Am I wrong for not being sad for someone I don't know? That GoFundMe crap that they're doing is evil. However, I don't know him. Did you? I didn't know him. Did you? The way you tell it is that the black boy was being led by himself. Was he at fault, or was it an evil spirit controlling him? I don't support that evil crap, sir. Just asking? Triple question mark.
Well, of course and whatever happened, I don't know what happened, but of course he was controlled by evil. A human being never of themselves just get up and want to hurt somebody. Even the most revengeful person is being controlled by evil. They don't know it, but they're being controlled by evil. So whatever that boy did to the white boy, it was because of evil. It was because of anger. It wasn't him, for sure. That doesn't mean he shouldn't be punished by the law, but it's definitely controlled by evil. And no, you should not be feeling sorry for anyone, whether you knew them or not. You're not God. So you have no right. God doesn't feel sorry for anyone. Why should you? Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Another someone bought a coffee, perhaps the same one. Sir, for someone to say the past doesn't exist, you sure bring it up quite a bit. Like the story on yesterday's show about a black guy killing an older white guy when he hit him out of anger. I understand, sir. We are still on Earth, right? Quadruple exclamation mark. Or triple.
You are on Earth, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what that part means. Make that clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone.
Yeah.
Uncle Ruckus gave a few super chats. What's wrong with the whites?
Afraid. They have fear. Oh, amazing. Thank you.
At the beginning of this hour, he said, next caller.
What does that mean?
No patience for Isaiah, I guess. Was Noah's Ark the second flood? Asks Uncle Ruckus.
Was it?
Beats me.
I don't know.
I thought there was only one.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea except for that one. That's not one I heard of. Unless another one came and I don't know about it and it's not in the word that I'm aware of. Thank you.
Not Archangel Gabriel. Don't make white women your God, even if they are fine little honeys, because otherwise one day you'll be with a white woman, and when she says she's sick, you'll say, yes, massa, we sick.
That's right.
Never, ever, but never make women your God.
That's for sure. And the only way you're going to overcome that, you got to forgive mama. If you don't forgive your mother, all women are your God, and you're going to be beta. You won't be able to help yourself. Even trying to fake macho is still beta. Because if you're real in control, you don't need to fake it. Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Avarigi bought a coffee. Pardon me if I'm butchering your name. Thank you, Jesse. I'm so glad I'm able to see the truth. It all started the first Trump term. I'm black and slow, too.
Right on. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
And shout out to the top contributors on the D Live crew, which include many such people like Super Dave, Games for Rec, 555-555-565, and the rest. And Anthony on Cash App says,
thank you all.
Says, Captain somebody Wrangler something F troop. I don't know what this is.
I need to take a call real fast.
Thank you guys. We'll read
Thank
the
you
rest
all
later.
so much. Yeah, because of time, I'm looking at the clock and going like 90 going on. Let me go to STEENA. STEENA is a first-time call out of Phoenix. STEENA, you're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well. Thank you for calling.
I just want to say, first off, I love your show. I love all of your clips. You are amazing, and you standing in your truth is one of the most beautiful things that I've seen on the internet, like, for a long time. And I just the reason that I'm calling is because when you were talking to that young man who was having problems with his mama, I don't know what all that was about, but what I do know is you speaking the truth, and I'm so happy, glad, and I feel blessed to hear more truth in my ears, because you're right. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings.
Yeah.
Those are just, I work in behavioral health, and I'm also a recovered addict, and I tell people that all the time. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotion, your feelings.
Yeah.
Your feelings are, think about yourself being in your car and you get them little bumpers telling you, hey, you going out of the lane. That's your feelings. They change. That's why they go doot, 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 doot. They change. You might feel one kind of way about something. In 1 year, you're going to feel something different, but your emotions are solid. Your emotions stay with God. And you know, I'm a born-again Christian, and because of my faith and what God has brought me through, and you're so right. All those thoughts and those feelings, they move. That's why the devil's in them. Like, lean on your God. Lean on your God. Lean on your word. That never changes. That's the only truth. That's why he is the truth. That's why he's the life. That's why he's the light. You know, and I don't know scripture, but this I do know is that the one scripture that I do know is Psalms 38, and that is, I will instruct you and teach you in all of the ways you should go. I will counsel you and I will watch over you. Stay in the word. That's for real.
Amazing.
That's for real. I love you, Jesse. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Call me again. I'm so out of time, but it's good to hear from you, and that's amazing. Thank you.
God bless. Amazing. Bye-bye.
Bye now. I am out of time. We had the phone issue in the first hour, so it took a while to take calls. But what Hake is coming up now. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11. And then Joy on Friday TV. Iraq at 11. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12. Thank you for your super chat. We'll finish those that we didn't get to tomorrow. Manhood Hour tomorrow. And then to Matthew out of Portland, Oregon. To somebody that just dropped. To Josh in Georgia. Georgia, oh my mind. And the other callers, I'm out of time. Stay with it. Stay with it. Men and women, stay with it for those who are working on themselves. You can be free. You can. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your body. And there is a real you there, but you forgot him, him or her. You can come to remember. Do the silent prayer. BewilderedMan.com/prayer. Go and forgive your mama. Every human being, you gotta forgive mama. It doesn't matter your color, money, where you live, where actors, actresses, and everybody. Forgive your mama and return to your father. Take care, folks. Amazing Country Western Tuesday. Take care.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and in doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job. And then I found you, and I started listening. I started just being more at peace, and I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father. And it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God loves us in ways that there are no words to express, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry, because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married, and the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good, or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit, and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger, because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
Because that's a